What it do? Today we are talking about Foundation, Season 1, Episode 5. Welcome back to another episode of Smitty Snippets. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, man. Y'all ready to dive in and get this thing started? Waste enough of your time. Kept y'all waiting long enough for this episode. Trying to hurry up and get these videos out. They'll be up to Season 6 by the time I finish Season 1. We begin this episode with Gail Dornick flying through space. She has been for quite some time, approximately 34 years, 230 days. So Gail Dornick is asleep and in space, and she is dreaming of her home planet, where she is from. She recalls the reason why she was kicked off of her planet. Basically, she's from a backwards thinking planet that relies on religion instead of knowledge. They demonize knowledge and they accept religion wholeheartedly. They don't want to do for themselves. They just think that God will save them. Maybe God has led you to those books. Did you ever stop and consider that? No, I don't think you did. She recalls a specific teacher who was actually breaking the law by going into a school that is partially submerged, trying to retrieve books to better understand their situation so he can help fix what is going on, or better understand what is going on so they can come up with a solution. And instantly they find out who it is, and they sink him to the bottom of this ocean or lake or whatever has got them stuck. But as Gale goes to retrieve books that he had found earlier, you see that there are many other people who had that same thirst for knowledge or try to fix their problem, and they were also put to death. This annoyed me. I hate Gail Dornick's planet. I think they are so stupid. I can't wait for them all to drown. Bloop, bloop, bloop. I can't wait for them all, every single one of them to drown. Listen to me, children. If you are watching out there, boy or girl, knowledge is power. It is power. And no matter what kind of knowledge it is power. Whether you decide to use that knowledge or not, or in the direction or ways that you decide to use that power will determine whether or not it or you, not it, is good or evil. I just have one question for Gail Dornick's parents and everybody else. Like, where you getting your clothes from? Huh? Where you getting your clothes and everything else? Is this, we just on a strictly fish diet at this point? Like, what is going on? It never occurred to any of them. Maybe we should leave. Maybe we should go. You know, or the people it occurred to at the bottom of this lake. I really like this episode because I like how they let Gail flourish in this episode. You get to see her mind, how beautiful it is, how smart and intelligent she is, and she gets to use some of her genius as she competes for the math quiz that was put out by Harry Seldon and has not been able to be solved for 200 plus years. You get to see her solve that, and her excitement is now she has she has a purpose, and she can feel that she has a purpose. And now we move forward with the barbarian and the warden. I feel like the barbarians have a legitimate gripe, right? They're upset. They've lost a lot of their friends and family gone, right? They got nothing to look forward to. A lot of them scraped up, skin falling off, all that kind of stuff. I'd be upset too. Who's the foundation? There ain't nothing to me. So I understand their gripe. I understand their point and what it is they have to do, what they feel like they have to do. So they've come up with this very elaborate plan. And I can't really blame them, you know? I like how they laid the foundation for what they did for the warden. The warden is not she can't be trusted because she has the powers that she has. Even though she's in charge of security, no one other than her mother and father really trust her. Even though she knows what she's doing. Um so as they have captured the leader of the barbarians, she is being moved from one place to another. Now, I I don't I guess I understand them moving her because they don't have the military mind. They're not thinking ahead. They don't know what sort of danger um she possesses. They think that they're at a standoff and they're not. She's two steps ahead. And for that, I kind of appreciated that. Like, I really liked the fact that you didn't know what was going on, and yeah, I found that pretty remarkable. I think the only problem that I might have had with this entire situation is there are troops surrounding this entire barrier, right? And at one point it's just the warden and her boyfriend standing at a gate. What are you doing out there? Like there's there's like 100 people in front of you. If this gate opens, you're dead. Like there's no reason for you to be here. Like if they get through, they just end, right? You're just two people. You can't stop anything. So the whole reason you're here just doesn't make a lot of sense, other than to be far enough away from the barbarian to not be able to do anything about her plan. So I get why they had her at such a distance, but the reasoning is kind of silly. But I understand. I'll give that a pass because it's still pretty good. Same thing with the farm people. I don't know what they're doing outside. If the gate goes down, you're gonna have to retreat. You're one woman out there with a rifle. Please go back inside, lock the door. That's your only At that point, that's the only means of protection for you. You're not going, like, children are outside and everything. Like, I don't understand this. Why are you all outside? Go inside. There are 1,000 people out there just ready to end your life. Go indoors. So now things are starting to ramp up for Foundation as well as Empire. They have not counted on these barbarians coming up with this elaborate plan. Gayle is too far away to do anything about the barbarian. The Empire has just lost a ship to the barbarians. I I'm not going to speak about their end game. We're going to take this episode by episode. So things are kind of transpiring. Gayle is trying to figure out how to stop this ship from getting toward Harry Seldon's home planet. And yeah, as predicted, the gates go down and shit starts to get real. Everybody starts to run and go back inside, which is where they should have been to start with. Kids are scrambling. Adults are now telling kids, get back inside. And they're just like, we should have been inside. So after the takedown, the barbarians grab grab the warden because they want her to know exactly what they felt like when they lost their people, their planet, everything that they actually cared for. And I believe that the warden has finally started to understand what they went through. And I found that pretty amazing. There weren't many loopholes that I found in this show. They seem to have sewed everything up thus far. I really liked seeing Gayle in this episode. She gets to show off a little bit that brain power, and she has to find her way out of tough situations, even even coming out of cryo sleep, having to try to understand where she is, and to have the wherewithal to try to figure out how to get back on track, to put her mind back at ease. And it wasn't easy for her. She considered taking that long sleep for a second in the shower, but she decided against it, and now she's trying to work the problem, work the math, try to figure out how to get out of this problem. And she realizes that the ship is not going to show her exactly where they're headed, so she decides to do a spacewalk to try to figure out where they are. I really like that. And when she comes back in, she sees Harry Seldon, or something that resembles Harry Seldon, laying on the floor with patches of blood on the floor. Please don't gig me, YouTube, for saying words like this. And that's where the episode ends. I really enjoyed this episode. I think that this was a great jump off point. You see where you kind of become more vested in the characters, especially uh God, just that quick, I forgot her name. Gail Dornick. God, so dumb. That's about it from this episode. Again, I enjoyed it. I think it was phenomenal the way that it was set up. Again, I really enjoy like sci-fi and stuff like this really gets me going, especially when it all makes sense in a way, and you start to pull for characters and want to see certain characters succeed. So that, to me, that's a mark of a good show. So let me know what you thought of this episode. I'm gonna try and jump right into 6 right after this because I don't want to keep you guys waiting. And again, I'm sorry for the lag. I just, sometimes you just gotta take some time off. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Appreciate y'all being patient. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in a little bit, man. All right. Peace.